Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are talking about Stellantis and an article I read about here on actually Mopar Insiders. Carlos Tavares talking about axing brands of Stellantis. So in the article, the author stated that maybe Maserati could be sold off and different brands, specifically in the US. So myself, I'm thinking, well, Ram and Jeep are leading the charge and they are providing us with some good profit. And I say us because I am a shareholder. Well, it's not a lot of money. It is still some money that I want to grow. So with that being said, Ram and Jeep are leading the charge. They are having profitable years, profitable companies over the last few years, but now Dodge and Chrysler are not. Clearly, we all know this. We all know that Chrysler and Dodge are struggling. If you look at Chrysler as a whole, there is one product. It's the Pacifica minivan. If you look at Dodge, you've got a Hornet and a Durango right now for the 2024 model year. The electric Charger is not slated to come out now until late fall. That means the layman like me will probably not see that until early 2025. And if you live in the northern climate, that is winter time. So not a lot of people want to go test driving a electric Dodge Charger with a lot of horsepower in the winter time. So not the best time to release a new product. And who knows, maybe we won't see that until spring of 2025 with the production delays already. We were supposed to see this product now already. It's July, end of July. We were supposed to see this product by June, July, sometime around there, but now we won't see it until late fourth quarter. So I think Dodge and Chrysler could be axed sooner than we thought. We all kind of knew that they were going to be essentially let go of the brand or sold off or whatever, but I think that could happen now even sooner than we all expected, which would come at a little bit of a surprise to me. I've known that, I guess, new car sales have been struggling for a while, but specifically for Stellantis with Maserati, especially in the States here with Maserati, Alfa Romeo, and Fiat. Clearly with Fiat really reducing their lineup. Alfa Romeo, this is the last year of the Giulia Quadrifoglio specifically, so we don't know what's going on with Alfa either. With the Tonale and the Stelvio, that leaves only two cars for them in their brand. Fiat has, I think, like one or two right now. I don't even know. It's not a lot. Chrysler 1, Dodge 2, and of course Ram and Jeep leading the charge. Maserati has 3, 5 or 6 actually. So Maserati may be doing okay. Maserati is a company with a lot of history, a lot of heritage that they won't just kill, they will sell that brand off because overseas it's got a lot of power. So with that being said, am I surprised that Tavares said that he needs to axe some brands? No, I'm not, but it sure is a shame if he were to not sell Chrysler and Dodge off, which my thinking is Chrysler and Dodge will be axed, because if you sell Chrysler and Dodge, you need to sell Jeep and Ram with them. Those are the 4 companies that make up Chrysler. Those have been and always will be the 4 companies that make up Chrysler. And it's such a shame because, I've talked about this in previous videos. It costs the average American now so much to buy a vehicle, And if we're talking about Stellantis, it costs them so much to buy a Stellantis product. And for really no good reason, because we've seen the layoffs happen the past few years. We've seen, yes, it does cost more to produce cars now, but we've seen more and more layoffs. So theoretically, we should be able to see the same or not as much of an increase in car prices as what we have, right? Well, no, that's not the case. So now we're dealing with, as an example, a truck now in 2024 that, in my example with my truck, used to cost $65,000 and change for a loaded Laramie. Now you're looking at a truck that costs, a loaded Laramie in 2024, even 2025, that costs roughly $80,000 to $82,000, almost a $20,000 increase. $15,000 to $20,000 increase since 2019 for essentially the same truck. That's astronomical. That's unbelievable how expensive those vehicles have gone up, including, we'll look at the Grand Cherokee L. Since they were introduced, you're looking at price hikes there of $10,000 for the same model. I mean, who in their right mind is going to pay $80,000 to $90,000 for a Grand Cherokee, a Summit Reserve? That is crazy. There used to be a time when the Grand Cherokee SRT was costing you $65,000 to $75,000 new. That was a top trim 6.4 liter Hemi V8. It's just crazy. Even, let's just take me for example. Even myself, who's looking to buy a new main vehicle, get rid of my truck, looking for a Grand Cherokee SRT, the highest I can comfortably afford, and I make decent money, the highest I can comfortably afford and keep the amount of money that I'm saving per month is probably a $50,000 vehicle. That's somebody who makes relatively good money. Just think of now somebody trying to buy a $70,000 or $80,000 Jeep. Who are the people that are affording these? If you have, put it down in the comments, please. I'd like to know. I make good money. I certainly wouldn't want to afford one of those. Brand new? That's a hell of a lot of money per month to pay. You're looking at $8,000, $9,000, $1,000 per month, even more, $1,100, $1,200 per month for a vehicle, for a Chrysler product vehicle. Now, yes, I love these cars as much as the next person. I own 3 of them myself. Out of the 5 cars that we have, I own 3 of them. I love them. I want to have more. I really do. But it's just getting to a point now where these cars are becoming so priced out of contention with other brands that why am I going to pay that much for a Jeep when I could honestly go out and buy a Mercedes-Benz or an Audi or a BMW, basically for around the same price, and have now the same amount of performance. You're not getting any performance upgrades now compared to the other brands because they have all caught up or surpassed what Stellantis is doing. Back in 2015, that 5.7 liter Hemi V8 was adequate, and then the 6.4 liter was more than adequate enough to hang with the big dogs from Europe. And now it doesn't. And now we don't even have that option. We have a 4xe, and we have a 3.6, and we have a 2.0 turbo 4-cylinder or turbo 4-cylinder now, and the game's just totally changed. It's like the game passed us by. It's like the game of cars passed Stellantis by, and now we're dealing with inadequate engines, inadequate horsepower, which used to be our strong suit, and inadequate products for the money, honestly. And I've been in almost every new Stellantis vehicle for 2024, 2025. Their interiors are great. Awesome interiors, don't get me wrong, but for the price they were charging for an American brand, it's too much. When Cadillac is not charging that much for an XT6 or an XT5 or a CT5, you know, it's just, it makes you feel inadequate as a Stellantis person, as a Mopar person, and it makes you feel why are they charging this much money? Especially when you were seeing mass layoffs, and now they're still going to charge up the ass for their vehicles, even with these mass layoffs, to try to make up for their operational losses of 2024, 2023, whatever, for some of these brands. So back to the original story here. Stellantis CEO plans to axe brands. Well, Chrysler and Dodge are first to go on the chopping block. If who knows what's going to happen with the Durango after 2025. So we know Dodge is here to stay through 2025. We don't know what's going to happen after 2025, essentially. Chrysler, that minivan in 2025 will be around 10 years, I believe. So something has to give with Chrysler. I believe Chrysler will go first. Dodge will probably absorb the minivan. Chrysler will go first. Then Dodge. Dodge may stay just because of the minivan sales, if that actually happens, if Dodge absorbs the minivan. But even so, the minivan market could be absorbed by Ram. The SUV market, of course, by Jeep. And there you go. Now you are without Chrysler and Dodge. All because of a few poor decisions made by the CEO of Stellantis to get rid of these cars, not offer them, because the platform is paid off. These cars don't cost a lot to make, I would assume. I don't know for sure. But now you are getting rid of the cars that actually did carry your company and did sell really well. And you're not offering them side by side with the electric vehicle. Hell, you're not even offering an ICE vehicle alongside the electric vehicle. You're just going full electric first. And apparently the ICE car is supposed to come in 2025. Well, with the production delays of the electric vehicle, the electric charger, we don't even know if the ICE car will come out in 2025. I've driven that engine in a Ram truck. Well, I do like it. There is turbo lag, for sure. And it definitely performs better than the Hemi, but man, that Ram truck I had it in, that had no sound to it. You couldn't even barely hear it after the cold start wore off. I mean, it was lackluster in the sound department. It was decent in the performance department, but man, it was lackluster in the sound. It was smooth, I'll give it that, but man, they're gonna have to figure something out here for that engine in a Charger. And again, we don't even know if this will come out in 2025. It may come out in 2026. Who knows? And I don't know where the future of the company is going, though, but Chrysler may be axed sooner than later, and Dodge may be axed sooner than later, too, especially if they have lackluster sales with this Charger. They've got the Durango until 2025, so they will be around through 2025, but I don't know what's going to happen after that. So we will see in the near future what happens with the brand, what the CEO is going to do. I would assume through 2024 all will stay the same, but after that everything is up in the air. So alright guys, thanks for putting up with me and my early morning rants here. We will see you in the next episode. Take care.